up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. My name is Taylor. If you are new here, hi, nice to meet you. If you are not new, thank you so much for coming back. Today we are going to be going through my January reading wrap-up. I have a whole bunch of notes on my iPad. The books that I've read in January so far have been 16 books. I read the last 3 books of the Zodiac Academy, which if you haven't read it, you need to. I finished the last 3 books in the series, Beyond the Veil and Sorrow and Starlight, and you do a tandem read with those two. To me, Beyond the Veil, I rated that 3 stars. I did really enjoy the point of views that we got in that book, and that's all I'm gonna say. Sorrow and Starlight, I rated that 5 stars. Restless Stars is the last one. I rated that 5 stars. I'm not going to go into very much depth about the Zodiac Academy or about what I read in those books because it's a lot of spoilers of stuff that happens. This guy basically comes up to them and comes in their apartment and is like, you're gonna come with me. You're actually going to come to the Zodiac Academy and you are going to, once you graduate, you'll get this whole big inheritance that your parents have left you, which they were the king and the queen of the Feyland. They go to this Zodiac Academy and basically it's like Harry Potter. Instead of it being the different houses, it's different houses, but it's depending on what powers you have. So there's water, fire, air, and earth. Those are the 4 houses in the Zodiac Academy, and it's an enemies to lovers, and there is a slight age gap romance, if you really even want to call it that. I wouldn't call it that because it's only a few years difference, but there is a little bit of a difference. I decided to take a break from fantasy, so then I read Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. It is a standalone psychological thriller, and basically it is about this girl and her sister, and their other sister was kidnapped years prior. Another girl in their town gets kidnapped the exact same way that her sister did, and they both are like trying to figure out who did it, where their sister's at, because they never found a body. They didn't find nothing. No, she just like disappeared off the face of the earth. The stuff that you find out, it's a good read, and I read it basically in one sitting. I rated that 3.5 stars. So then I decided to read The Ritual from Chantal Tessier, and I definitely enjoyed it. It is a dark academia, college romance, grumpy sunshine romance, and he falls first. So I really did enjoy it. It's a standalone, but it's also an interconnected series, but you can read it as a standalone. I went ahead and read the Edge of Darkness series. Let me tell you, I fell in love with the entire series. The characters, the side characters, like I absolutely loved just the entire thing. Like it's every single one of them is a 5-star read for me. It is insatiable, voracious, and restitution. And I absolutely loved Stacy, and I absolutely loved Cade. Cade, oh my god, the entire series broke my heart. It was like just so much misunderstanding going on and so many things. It is basically childhood lovers that were dating in secret. Zaid was her best friend's brother, and they met when they were 15, and he has a lot of trouble with his emotion. They ended up splitting up after a few years, and you figure out why, and you figure out what happens, and they ended up running into each other and seeing each other, and it like brought everything back. If you haven't read the Edge of Darkness series, you need to. Stop right now. It's on Kindle Unlimited. Download it. Then I went ahead and read the Maid series, which is Sweetest Oblivion, which I rated 5 stars. The Maddest Obsession, which I rated 4.25 stars. and The Darkest Temptation, which is the third book in the series, or the trilogy, and I rated that 5 stars. I really loved the first book, and I really loved the characters that were in the third. So The Darkest Temptation, you follow Ronan and you follow Mila. Mila is, her dad is part of the mafia, and her dad is constantly out of town, constantly leaving, and so she decides that she wants to go find him. And so she goes to Russia. Well, she goes to Russia and she gets kidnapped by Ronan, and Ronan ends up falling in love with her. I also decided to try out a book I saw on TikTok that's on Kindle Unlimited, and it is called Mafia and Scars, and it is part of a series, but you can read it as a standalone. It is about a guy that's in the mafia, that is working in the mafia, does his stuff, he does dark stuff, kills people, whatever. He does all of it. He's also has autism. So it is very cool to kind of see his point of view and the way that he sees the world. And the main girl that's in it, her daughter, also has autism. So just seeing the daughter and him connect in that way just made my heart so happy. So I did really, really like Mafia and Scars, and that is by Oliver. I read The Aspect of Essence by Samantha Amstrutz. I rated it a 3.5 stars. It was the first book. You're getting all the nitty-gritty information, you're getting the role building. It takes a little bit to like kind of get to the plot and actually like really start to figure some stuff out. The Aspect of Essence, it is a fantasy. Elf General has a daughter, and he had offspring with a half-elf, half-human queen in the mortal realms, and so his daughter grew up in the mortal realms. So then when she was of age, she was to come to the mainland where all the elves are, so she can learn about the elf culture, all of that fun stuff. And so he ends up sending over a elf and says that, I want you to tutor my daughter, I want you to tell her all about the histories, blah blah blah, and I also want you to get her pregnant. So, also read The Chains of Fate, which is the second book in the series, and I really enjoyed that because you got, how do I say this without ruining something? You got a lot of background of like the bad guys in the first book that you learn. The second book I did enjoy a lot more, so I did rate that a 4 star. After that, I decided to go back to my roots. So then the last probably week of January, I decided I wanted to reread the ACOTAR series because I absolutely love the series. I have a full spine tattoo for the ACOTAR series, but I haven't read A Court of Silver Flames. So I wanted to reread ACOTAR to read A Court of Silver Flames and be able to know what's going on, remember what happens, all the nitty-gritty stuff. So I read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, and I read A Court of Mist and Fury from Sarah J. Maas, and still they're both 5 stars for me. So I didn't change the rating even though I reread them. I am doing a vlog of me rereading ACOTAR and reading A Court of Silver Flames, so if you guys want to see that, you will see this video before that video, so when that comes out, make sure you come back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.